Alright, so I have some more thoughts about artificial intelligence and the future of music. I know in my previous video I did chat about some of this stuff already, but I think the artificial intelligence, you query it, you ask it certain advice. You can even get sourced articles and fact-checked articles from artificial intelligence, in particular ChatGPT. You can even ask it to write tabs for a guitar in the style of whatever kind of music you want, or really kind of write any of that stuff, drum sequence patterns and stuff like that. And I think, at least for me, I think where I get, well, the part for me that's missing from the AI is the fact that when you start using that, while it does level the playing field for everyone, I think as far as knowledge goes and doing music, I think what happens though is that the missing part is the process. That part isn't in it anymore. And while yes, it's great to have all these answers from artificial intelligence, at least for me, the point of doing music, well, it's not the point, but part of the point is that there's a process that goes with it, there's learning that goes with it, and I think when you have something that just spits out answers at you, you're not actually learning, you're just going, oh, okay, this is the answer and that's it. Whereas in the past, what we've done is like, okay, well, I want to write a certain guitar. I'll use guitar as an example. I want to write guitar in a certain way, and you learn those parts, and you get better at those parts, and there's more of a I wouldn't say experimentation aspect to it, but more of a finding what works, and you kind of, and that's the thing, is that you're going through the process and you're figuring out, okay, this is what works for me. Well, once again, with artificial intelligence, you run into the issue where yes, it'll spit out an answer, it'll spit out a solution, but there is no process there. And I think, at least my understanding is that this is completely theory. This opinion is completely theory. I actually think that, because we're not gonna, if the world moves in the direction where it's using artificial intelligence to do things or to get answers for certain things, what I think, my theory is that humanity will actually de-evolve in a sense, like maybe not to like prehistoric levels, but because we're not using our brains in the same way or going through the process and learning what works for us, our brain, and being that we're not using our brain in the same way, I actually think we'll lose that capacity to do those things. And yes, I do think there's definitely some things we need to be mindful of when we're using artificial intelligence. I will also say though, as far as leveling the playing field, like once again, I said this in the last video, I also said it in a blog post, I understand coming from a point of like being disabled or something like that, and you don't have the physical capacity to actually write music, so you get an artificial intelligence to do it for you. That is completely fine, there's nothing wrong with it. And I can understand it in that use case, but as far as like for myself, I think the main thing for me is that the process is kind of gone and lost, and I actually enjoy the process. Like I know, when you, and I know I've said this in the past, is that you don't want to get caught up in the process, which is very true as well. But that's the point. There still is a process. There's a way you go from beginning to middle to end, and with artificial intelligence, it's beginning to end, and there is no middle ground where you're like trying to figure out what works for you. And granted, with artificial intelligence, there's there is curation of things. Like, for instance, if I was to write a song, rather than me going through a process, I'm curating the music that it is suggesting that I put together, or music that it's actually written itself, and I curate those results. But for me, that you lose the point of doing music. Is like I stated before, I actually enjoy the process, and it's like solving a puzzle, really. And I think artificial intelligence takes that aspect away, and I think there's benefits to using AI for certain things, but I think it's actually going to end up being more trouble than it's worth. And I'm not one of those people who are stuck in the past or anything like that. Like, for me, if there's a way I could do things that makes my music sound better, then sure. But I don't just want to put in some information and then there's a mathematical process and then music is created. For me, it's like, I like the process of creating, and I like, coming from a starting point and then going to the middle, and it's like, okay, well, I like this and that, this doesn't work, let me try something else, and you figure it out, and you figure out what works for you. And I think, and then you get to the end state of finishing a song, and I think that's what's missing from artificial intelligence. That's it. That's all I wanted to say in this video. What are your thoughts on artificial intelligence and the future of music? Do you think artificial intelligence will be more of a detriment, or do you think it's a positive thing, or do you think it's both? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you feel this video has value, please share it with your friends or musician buddies, whoever. And if you value what's on this channel, please hit that subscribe button to be notified when the next video comes out. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Fuck yeah.